But here you go. The glimmers that are growing ever brighter. We'll never give up. Protests erupt across the world over government COVID tyranny from Zero Hedge. AP News calls them far right, but tens of thousands of freedom-loving people marched against the new tyrannical public health measures such as partial and full lockdowns and health passports and mandatory vaccinations across Europe. Demonstrations against new virus restrictions were observed in Austria, Croatia, Italy, Northern Ireland, the UK, France, Germany, and the Netherlands. Outside of Europe, protesters were seen in several cities across Canada, Australia, Japan, and even the U.S., though not nearly enough. Some marked Saturday as part of a worldwide freedom rally to protest COVID-19 restrictions and vaccine mandates. Some of the most intense rallies, which turned into riots, were in the port of Rotterdam. Clashes between protesters and police began Friday and continued throughout Saturday night. About 30 minutes away, protests transformed into riots in Hague. There's burning going on there. I saw police firing rounds into crowds of protesters. Are they protesters? Protesters across many European cities shared commonalities as they marched to preserve their rights and liberty. Governments are attempting to plunder that via increased COVID restrictions, mandatory health passports, and forced vaccinations. The worst of restrictions, or rather the government's plundering of liberties, was in Austria, where full lockdowns begin Monday. Nationwide, that's today. Nationwide lockdowns are expected for at least 10 days, but can be extended to more than 2 weeks. Then, by February 1st, the government will make vaccinations mandatory. Only 66% of Austria's 8.9 million people are fully vaccinated. Good luck with that one. But they know it's out of reach. They know it's out of reach, and if they give themselves the task to go out there and make vaccinations a 100% goal, and then it goes into something else. The fact that every couple of months, that 8.9 million, or sizable chunks of it, are going to be considered unvaccinated again. You're going to see that in a second. Saturday's march in Vienna's massive Heldenplatz square had many chanting, "My body, my choice." We're standing up for our kids and resistance. Australia, they showed up. One of the biggest protests might have been in Croatia, in the northwestern capital, where Citizen Free Press reports as many as 100,000 people flooded the streets to protest the government's health passports and new government COVID measures. In Croatia, people are chanting, "We are not giving you our children." In Rome, thousands of demonstrators gathered in capital Circus Maximus to protest against the Green Pass certificates required at workplaces, restaurants, cinemas, theaters, sports venues, and gyms, as well as for public transportation. "People like us never give up," read a protester's sign. This is a protest against the vaccine mandates in Rome. Massive amount of people. Massive amount of people. The pushback against totalitarianism is spreading across Europe. Usually Europeans generally are more compliant than Americans when it comes to government orders, but even there, citizens are protesting government seizing power in the name of public health. You know what it is? Europeans, they still have a they have a long enough memory to know, especially if you're the Eastern Bloc countries, you know what totalitarianism was. There are still many people alive in Italy and France. They understand occupation. They understand this stuff. We have always been in our own isolated part of the world, observing, dabbling in world affairs more and more as the years and the generations went on. We don't understand it, but we're going to. We're going to. There's no more avoiding the pain. There's no more ways that you can avoid the pain to numb us out. You can't do it. Some people's brains might be lost, and they'll go to their graves not understanding what they lived through. That's going to be a case. But there's going to be many more coherent people that understand completely what's coming, what's already here. People of the world are awakening to government tyranny, plundering their life and liberties as the Davos man. The world's elites and their political puppets officials are becoming more unfavorable than ever. The increasing discontent among citizens and their respective governments is dangerous. This is how revolutions begin. Dangerous to whom? That's my question. Not dangerous to me. Not dangerous to anybody but the Davos men. But then again, maybe dangerous because the Davos men know that they're going to have to make the chaos even worse. That's how this escalates. So, and this, of course, like Yellow Vest, needs to be kept from the American audiences, because if there's any population of people who are looking for a reason, if there's any population of people who are always looking for a reason, or used to be rebels, then that always was us. You know? And if there's any population of people that can change the world quickest by joining a fight, it's us. But I tip my cap to the rest of the world that is staring much greater hell in the face at present moment and doing what they're doing. But instead, our media is busy asking important questions on our behalf and not talking about stuff like this and downplaying it as fringe little pockets of protesters, giving people selective footage like they were doing throughout the entire Yellow Vest thing and the Hong Kong thing before COVID made all that go away, mind you. COVID made all that go away. There was gigantic referendums in the UK. Donald Trump seemed to be completely unstoppable in 2020, unless they were able to inject tens of millions of JCPenney mailer votes home to everybody and their dogs. And this is where we are. And the media is just doing that. They're asking the important questions on behalf of us while forgetting about all the other stuff. Whether or not we're allowed to leave our houses and celebrate Christmas. That's one thing that they've been asking. But can we get together for Christmas, Dr. Fauci? Please tell us, what should we be doing? Well, you can go suck your own dick. I don't give a shit what Froggy says. I don't care what Froggy Ratface says. You know? Or shifting constantly, talking about, instead of talking about Thanksgiving and keeping people happy and talking about good history, it's all about genocide now again. You know, MSNBC with their yearly genocide. They don't want us having a good time in the fourth quarter doing anything. They don't like that this is where all of our religious holidays and days of remembrance and family get-togethers are. They don't like this. They don't like how soothing and how healing this time of year can be for many people. That peace, that tranquility, that serenity needs to be destroyed. And it's all part of fifth-generation warfare. It's all part of it. All part of it. They just want to be able to get through this really annoying time of year with peace and love and goodwill toward men, things that they can never actually do because they're sociopaths and psychopaths. They just want to get into the new year, into January when their holiday season comes along. All of these horribly vapid, unwatchable award shows, that's what they're looking for. They can't wait. They can't wait for the Hallmark holidays and the award shows. That's their holiday season, these religious nut jobs.